Hi, I'm Julie Rees and I am an independent thinking associate, and I also have the privilege of having two roles in my life. I'm head teacher at a large primary school up in Herefordshire called Ledbury, but I'm also a coach, a CTI qualified coach, and I spend one day a week coaching other senior leaders and head teachers, which I absolutely love. It's the same result as when you hear that 5-year-old child read, and you can achieve so much with coaching. So I feel very blessed, and I'm honoured to be with you today at the ITL Big Day Out in Exeter. And I'm sure you've had a brilliant day with all of the other associates. So my topic that I'd like to talk to you about is something that's close to my heart. I've been thinking about for a very long time. It's called Stressless headship, and the importance of having values in your everyday life. In 2003, I became a head teacher of a small school, a village school in Herefordshire. And I was really fortunate to meet a wonderful lady called Bridget Knight. And Bridget is the CEO of a company called Valuesbased Education. And at that time, I was introduced to the founder, Dr. Neil Hawkes, who had implemented values-based education when he was head teacher in West Kidlington in Oxford in the 80s. And when Bridget told me about values-based education, I realised that as a head teacher, this is what I wanted for my staff and my children and my communities. It was truly aligned with my philosophy of what should be in a school in terms of relationships and expectations, behaviour, and for the school to feel like a family. So I spoke to Bridget a lot about how we could implement values at my first school, and it's something I've brought to my current school. And everybody really appreciated right from the start in both schools that this was the vehicle that really our philosophy for education could be based on. I want to tell you a little bit about it. So values-based education is really about us, the adults in the school, modelling the behaviour, the expectations and the relationships that we aspire to for our children, that we want our children to become. We talk about values, that's nothing different, that happens in all schools, but we have a programme of values that we follow month by month. And this follows our RSHE curriculum. So for example, this month, our value in November is be peaceful. It's aligned very much to remembrance and thinking about how we want peace in our world. And it's also closely aligned to what's going on with the COP26 climate conference. We use different values each month to really embed the language and the communication that we want from the children. Underneath that really is the modelling. So values-based schools have a bottom line rule, and that is a no shouting policy. And this is really, really important, that the relationships are based on mutual respect, responsibility and resilience, so that the children understand that they can use self-regulation in their lives, that they can apply that level of responsibility when they're faced with challenging situations, and that they can develop a resilient attitude through a growth mindset. All of those themes are explored every month, whatever our value of the month is. We change the value of the month on the first day, and we ensure that all of our assemblies, the conversations that we have with the children in the classes, anything that we work with regard to behaviour and attitudes is all based around the language of the values. That's the outline of the programme. Let me tell you a little bit about the impact that this has had. What values-based education does, it gives us an ethical vocabulary and an outstanding curriculum that everybody understands. It's shared language that not only the adults in the school use all the time, but the children and the parents. And I think the whole community understand what we're trying to achieve. So when we're sorting out an issue, maybe in the playground, we will equip the children with that language to resolve that around cooperation, showing respect to each other, active listening to each other. And we empower them to take responsibility. Our behaviour policy is really simple. It's based on those values. It's 2 concentric circles. The inner circle talks about what we are responsible for. My responsibility is for my thoughts, my actions, my words, my deeds. And the outer circle simply says other people's responsibilities, their thoughts, their actions, their words, their deeds. And this is the core of the relationships that we develop in the school. The impact that has is consistency and continuity throughout the school. The children start when they come in at 2 years old in the nursery and they're introduced to this philosophy. The role modelling of the adults in the school is recognised by the parents, and it's a language we then use with the parents that they can then use at home as well. The fact that we have a no shouting policy, again, we talk to the parents about this, that the no shouting is really important, because the moment that we shout at children and we lose our temper at children, it's giving them permission to do the same back to us. How did this impact on me personally? Well, I think self-regulation as an adult can be a challenge for all of us. It certainly has throughout these last couple of years with the pressure of COVID. And as a head teacher and senior leaders, it's been incredibly tough, as it has been for everybody and staff working in schools. But having that calmness, that mindfulness approach that we practice all the time in school really has made me appreciate the moment that I have. I know that I'm only ever in charge of this moment. We plan for the future, we reflect on the past, but this moment is the most important moment that I have control in. And if I'm using my role modelling and my values within this moment and respecting others and engaging and listening, that's what I can give to my children and to my staff. And it has helped me to be calm and relaxed throughout this time. Now, please, I do not want to give you the impression that I am continuously on this calm sea, because this calm sea presents many storms and many challenges. But leading a values-based life and a values-based approach as a leader enables me to have those down times, to have those reflective times, to have a treasure chest, really, of tools and approaches that I can use consistently with my school community. To me, stressless headship is to make things as simple as possible that work. We talk about a work-life cycle in our school. We know we're going to have pressurized times when the demands are going to be there, when we have to do parents' evenings, when we have to do reports, when we're trawling data and so on. But we also know that there are times when things are less pressurized. In order to keep continuity going, we have addressed many things with a values-based approach over the last 5 years to make sure that the work-life cycle works for my staff. Some of the things we've implemented, my number one is a school dog, and I know many schools have got this now, but having the charity Dogs Helping Kids to do that was amazing. And Bailey, our Labradoodle, definitely has a positive impact on our whole school. Number two, no written feedback. That has been an incredible development within the school, and the impact has been immense on children's progress, on outcomes, and on the work-life cycle for our staff in school. Being able to implement immediate feedback to the children in order for them to make progress within a lesson is just amazing. And not having to take home 60 or maybe 90 books to mark every night has had a positive impact on my staff. Hence, staff wellbeing is higher, and I'm very fortunate at the moment that my staff absence rate continues to be low, even though we are aware that we're still living in uncertain times. We have also really stripped back how we work within the school. Our environment is very, very important to us. We ensure that the learning environment is set up for the children and for their learning, and that we're not spending a lot of time putting up extravagant displays that take up hours and hours of time after school. We have a display coordinator, and any work that we do want put up is celebrated by her and her wonderful skills. And creating a calm atmosphere is really important. And finally, the last thing I want to share, because I've only got 10 minutes, there's many, many more things I'd love to talk to you about, is we have PPA on a Friday afternoon, and the school actually closes at 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, except for those children who cannot go home. There is childcare available, which we provide, we pay for. Parents have voted for it, the staff love it, and on a Friday afternoon, those staff have that time to really end their week, be thoroughly prepared for the week ahead. And I believe this has had such a positive impact on not only stressless headship, but stressless teachers as well. So that's my 10 minutes. It's very short. I thought that was going to go much longer, but that's a soundbite about values-based education and how to try and lead a stressless headship or leadership in your schools. I'd love to hear from you and love to hear your thoughts. Please come along and find out more about what we do as a school and have a chat, because we learn from all of you as well. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.